Immediately after the Chief Justice's speech, the Attorney General Faris Al-Rawi commended him for voicing his opinions. The Attorney General told reporters that several of the concerns raised were shared by the government and bills had been drafted to address them. However, one of the country's most prominent attorneys was not in agreement with the Chief Justice. Peter Christopher reports.
Throughout his speech, the Chief Justice expressed frustration that despite his concerns about the current legal system, and in particular trial by jury, changing it was out of his hands. But according to Attorney General Faris Al-Rawi, the laws may soon be changed.
We have drafted the legislation for the complete elimination of trial by jury. We have drafted the legislation for the complete elimination of preliminary inquiries to deal with the length of time that cases stay between committal and disposal of indictment. We have dealt with the maximum sentencing approach, the plea bargaining approach. We have done a massive amount of work, which will be the subject of conversation in the budget.
The Attorney General said many of the opinions raised by the Chief Justice had been issues he had advocated, but admitted that the opposition stance would decide if the changes would come soon.
It is really now going to be a matter for the opposition's views on these things. But we have wasted no time in our year in office in addressing these systemic positions. You would have heard a very positive reflection from the Chief Justice on our operationalization of the independence of the judiciary from a financial point of view. And that's a very significant achievement.
But while the AG was in support of the CJ's position in terms of moving away from trials by jury, Senior Counsel Israel Khan was definitely in opposition.
There's only a dictator or a fool will want to abolish jury trial in this country. This is a multiracial, multi-religious society, and we cannot have one person determining whether an accused person be convicted and sentenced to be hung.
The senior counsel's view is that trial by jury should remain, and he expressed this opinion following the delivery of the verdict in the Vindra Naibal Coleman trial in May. He felt, given the nature of our country and our culture, trial by jury should stand.
The first thing an individual in this country will want to know when he is being tried, what kind of judge you have. What do you think he mean by that? You want to know the racial origin of the judge? We have not reached a stage where we could afford to have a single judge deciding whether a man live or die.
The senior counsel also slammed the CJ's example of using magistrates, as he pointed out that the cases heard in the magistrates' court only handle offences with a maximum sentence of 5 years, and not cases with far more serious implications. Peter Christopher, C News. Freedom.